Okay. Damn.
Welcome back to Greg Dennis Reviews, and today I am not reviewing a car, but as you can see by the title, we are back into the BMW E36 project, and it's maintenance day. So it's the first week of January, it's 2025, and there's nothing better than getting the car ready for the year ahead. So we're essentially going to be giving it a service. We're going to be changing the spark plugs, we're going to be changing the oil, we're going to be changing the air filters, the fuel filters, and everything that we need to. And as usual, I've never done this before, so watch along, learn with me. That's exactly what I want to get across in these videos. And at the same time, I'm also just getting myself a lot more confident with working with cars, because I've never done it before, but it's something I've always wanted to do, and there's nothing better than knowing your car inside and out, and that's essentially what I'm going to be doing. I am on my way to Builder's Warehouse right now because I realize that there's something that I need, the little sockets to get the spark plugs out of the engine. I don't have that, so I need to go buy one. That's where we're going now. And yes, I am driving the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, and I do have a review coming to my channel soon about this car. But for now, it is simply just transporting me to Builder's Warehouse so I can get the part and get into this video. Enjoy. And also, is there anyone else out there that's also like me and just wants to park as far away as possible from all the other cars so that your car doesn't get bumped and dinged? Because that's me, and right now I'm trying to find that parking spot. So let's go in. Okay, I've made it back home, and now it's time to get started and get the service going and get my hands dirty. I say get my hands dirty, but you know, of course I've got gloves on. But anyway, let me show you what I'm working with today. And here I've got my oil. I've got 6.5 liters because that's what my engine requires. I've got a fuel filter, air filter, 6 spark plugs because this is a 328, so it is a 6-cylinder. But I do have a few extra things that I will be using for this as well, outside of the standard service kit. And here I've got an engine flush, so I will be putting this into the car and let it run within the oil before I actually change everything, to hopefully just give the car a little bit of a clean from the inside, that what I can't do from the outside. So there's that. I've also got this, which I'm going to be using to change the spark plugs. Now I think I might have the right socket that I can do this with a wrench, but I've got this anyway just in case I need it. And then obviously a container that I can put all of the old oil in, so that this can kind of run out of the car straight into here. Now if you guys know what to do with the old oil that you've got from your cars or any other things like that, please let me know, because I want to send this to the right place. I don't want to just go dump it something. That's not the right thing to do. Now I will be following the details that I found on the container here, which they've given as well. But if you guys know where to send this, please let me know down in the comments. I am also going to try and do things as systematically as possible, so I will be putting everything down here on this board so that I can kind of go through it step by step. And also stick around, because I am going to tell you exactly what this cost me, as I mentioned earlier, so you guys can see if it's worth doing it at home or getting someone to do it for you. But hey, it's a project car, and this is what I signed up for. Okay, and first up here we've got the air filter, so I just want to get it out of the box like so. Now I'm very intrigued to see what this actually looks like here. Now I don't know when this car was serviced last, because it doesn't have all of the books and stuff like that. For some reason it didn't come with it, and maybe that's why the price was what it was. Here we go. Take it out of here. Come on. I don't think it's looking too bad. Quite dusty and what to be expected, but don't need this anymore. Clean that off. Time for the new one. Okay. There you go. First job done. Okay, it's now time to get on to task number 2, which is the spark plugs, all 6 of them. But firstly, let me know what you guys think of my cool trolley. So here it is, a cool little trolley, plastic one. You build it yourself, help you move things around the garage easily. Like right now, I do need to pack it for task number 2, which is going to be for all the spark plugs. So got the spark plugs, get them ready for where they need to be used just now, as well as the tools. So as you saw, I did get this, so I'm going to be using that. But I did actually see that I do have a deep set socket, which is a 16mm, which is perfect for these spark plugs. So I'm going to see if this works too, which means that I am going to need ratchet here, possibly the extension, but we'll have to see how all of this fits, because I think it's going to be quite tight. But let's take it and see. Okay, and now onto the spark plugs. Now firstly, you've got to get these two covers off the engine. You can take off these little covers over here. Unfortunately for me, I only have one of the four, so it would be cool if I can get these extra ones just to plug these holes. So if you guys do know, or if you've even got 3 extra ones at home, let me know. The boy would appreciate it. I'll be happy to pay for it too. So the last thing I want to do is drop any of these down into the engine bay, so let's hope that it holds. I am taking the car to a BMW specialist soon, where they're going to do a bit of a once over and check everything for me. But I thought that I would at least do a little bit of a service, because I know that you guys also want the content on the car. So I'm doing the service. I'm going to check things out for myself. Yeah, so here you'll see this is the cover that I ended up cleaning. It was very gunky and very built up, but that's now off. Let's see how we take the cover off. So, not too bad. Okay, and then once you get the rocker cover off, you're going to see your different coils. Right now, I've just taken those off because the camera died when I was busy with it, so I'll show you here. So once you get to these, you need to lift off these like almost just like a holding brace. You'll just get a screwdriver and lift it up there nice and carefully, and then once you've lifted it out, you simply just pull out the cable like that, 1, 2, and do it to all 6 of them, and then you're ready to start taking out the coils. Now these are secured by 11 size nuts over there, 1 there, so there's kind of 2 on each one. And as soon as you take them off, you just need to remember that the ones on the ends are grounded, so you do need to put that grounding cable back in there once you secure everything. So let's take them out. So there's each bolt, and each one does have a little washer on it. I'm going to keep it on my handy little tray so I don't lose them. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to use my own equipment because I did have a socket here that I think was long enough to work for a spark plug. You can see it's quite a long one, so it should work nicely. And I've got this full extension set up here, so hopefully fit quite deep into that slot there, because you have to go quite deep in for this. So let's see if I'll get there. Other way. Seems to have worked. Now the reveal. The first spark plug. But whether it's in good or bad condition, I'm not too sure. So if we had to compare them, compare it side by side with one, is the new, or the current one, and this is the new one. Okay, now to do that 5 more times. And I've just pulled this one out of what would be cylinder number 4, and it is caked and coated in oil. So I don't think that that's a good thing. I'm gonna put that one over there for now, because if I take the little torch and look there seems to be quite a bit of oil in there. I don't know why. Compared to the rest, it's very wet. So let's see what this one has, and then we'll see what number 6 looks like. Okay. Damn. Found it. Now when putting the spark plugs back in, yes, you can tighten them, but I am going to make sure that I'm tightening them to spec, which is going to be about 24 Newton meters. Now I do have a torque wrench or torque spanner, so I can set it to what I need to here, as you can see. So this is what it looks like, and here you can come to the settings. I am going to the Newton meter side, and I'm just going to move this setting so that it lines up to 24. Then I know that I've tightened this to exactly what it needs to be. Okay, I'm backtracking a little. I'm gonna tighten them all first to kind of hand tighten, and then I'll come back and tighten them to 24 because that big thing is not easy to work around here. Okay, everything's been put back together. I'm just going to do a quick start to make sure that everything is actually running fine. It should be. I've done nothing different except for just replace the spark plug. So, let's see. Okay, this is not good. We've got the supervisor here. They've just gone past the jack stand, so I hope that that's all approved. But now they're working their way to the front. They're checking out the tool crate. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, I'm gonna wrap things up for today. It's getting a little bit too dark, so the quality is going down a bit. But as you would have seen, I've now jacked up the car. I've done it safely, so we can tick that off for the board. But tomorrow morning, I'm coming back. We're gonna change the oil, and then we're gonna get onto the fuel filter. Good morning. It's now day 2, and I'm ready to finalize the service. I'm rested, the lighting's better, and I'm fueled up with my coffee. But check out this pretty cool BMW M coffee travel mug. I don't know if you can see it here, if it's in focus or not. But the lid is almost like an oil filter cap. Solid aluminium, really nice. One of my favorite travel mugs. And I get a lot of them from doing all the car reviews, and this is definitely one of my favorites. So, what you would have seen in the clip from last night, or the previous clip before I ended yesterday, is I lifted up the car. But just to note here, and something I learned along the way with all the research that I did before doing this, is that you need to have the car properly lifted up and jacked safely. Now, yes, we all might have the jacks that are in the back of your car when you're changing your tire and all of that, which is fine for that 2 minutes that you need when you're changing the tire. But if you're going to be lying underneath the car for quite a while, you need to make sure that the car is jacked up safely and won't move. Okay, so I've got a set of these jack stands which I use, and I bought specifically so that I could do the car service and do it safely. Now, I do have one of those, I think it's called the scissor jack, that when you press the lever like that, the whole thing lifts up and it lifts the car. I probably would have used that when I first thought about doing the service, but then I realized that's not going to be safe. The wheels could push out, the actual jack itself could fail. But going this route here, it's much safer. And I also realized by using that scissor jack is that when you're using the jack point, you then don't have space to then go and put this jack in. So I ended up using the original jack that came with the car, which goes into these points in the side of the side skirts over here. By doing that, it was over here, which then gave me all the space I needed to use the actual jack point underneath the car. So the car's jacked up, it's safe. Greg Dennis reviews will continue and will not be squashed by this car. If you did maybe want that to happen, let me know down in the comments. Maybe these videos won't continue. If it's a good or a bad thing, but I'm not getting squashed today. So let's go on and finish the service safely. Okay, so we're going to firstly start off with an engine flush. Now I'm going to pour this into where the oil is. I'm going to let the car run for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to then proceed to start off with getting the oil out of the car, changing the filter and all of that stuff. Now, if you're asking why did I go with the Shield engine flush, I don't have an answer for you. I did ask them if there was a difference between this, the Liquimoly, and the other brands. They did say not really. So this is what I am going to be going with here. So as you can see here, it's for petrol, diesel engines, going to help protect the engine surfaces during cleaning and all of that stuff. And instructions. So we're going to be ensuring the engine oil is properly done. We're going to add this entire bottle to the oil at normal operating temperature. So I'm going to leave it like this. Start the engine and first idle for 5 to 10 minutes. Stop the engine, drain the oil completely. still while it's hot. You want to get it all out there because that's when the oil is going to be its most liquid. Okay, so firstly we're going to take this, we're going to open up our engine cap, our engine oil cap, lift that out, get our funnel in here and pour this in. It's blue. That's the whole thing. Yeet. Okay, put this back on and start the car. Okay, it's run for its 10 to 12 minutes that it needed to. Now I'm going to take out the oil filter over here. And for this, you're going to need a 13mm socket, which I've got here. Now I do have this with me as well, so I can put it straight into here. Take that out. And then comes this, which is now actually quite warm. And I must say this oil is actually quite good, and I'm very pleased about that. Okay, so you're going to sit on top of that so you don't mess anyway. Like so. Alrighty. Jeez guys, I'm seeing parts of my car that I never thought I'd see before. But this is so cool. So here it is. This is what it looks like. At least the oil is not black. It's a bit of an dark amber. So I don't know, for me, that's a pretty good sign so far, but let's get it changed. Okay, and now onto the oil. Now the reason I went with the Shell Helix HX5, this one over here, it's not that it's sponsored or anything like that, but I've just got a little bit of confidence in the brand of Shell. I mean, they've been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. They're at the top of their game. But when it comes to the grade of oil that I've used here, that came from a recommendation from the guys at Goldwagen. So the reason that I've now gone with the 15W40 is because with this being an older car, this oil is a lot thicker. Now with this being an older car, right, the internals of the engine have been worn quite a bit. So their spacing and that sort of thing is not like it used to be when it was brand new. So with this being a lot thicker, it's got a lot more spaces to fill, and it can do that with it rather being less viscous, is that the word, than what some of the other oil grades would be on newer cars. So I've gone with this because I trusted the brand. It's not sponsored. I haven't paid for it. And the reason for the grade of oil is just because of the age of the engine, and I'm needing a thicker one so that it can fill the bits and those parts between the engine components a lot better. So let's go put it in the car. Now I haven't even started doing the oil yet, and the supervisor is already here. She's lying down right in front of the car. She's going to watch me do everything. Now hopefully I get this right because they're literally watching me here directly. Just when things couldn't get any worse, the supervisor is now sitting underneath the car. I don't know, maybe they just want to take over because I'm doing such a crap job. Okay. Now with the supervisor here, I really need to perform. Okay, this might scare the supervisor away, but before I forget, I need to bring the oil pan with me because we don't want to get something going here and then the oil goes all over the place. So I think I've got one or two of the right sizes. It'll work. What's this? 19mm. Go, supervisor. The supervisor's gone. Oh, that one's better. Let's go with that one. So we're going to go with the 17, if I remember correctly. Yeah. 17mm. This is the first time I'm taking off a drain plug to remove oil from a car. I've watched a lot of these videos, so yes, I'm going to try and make sure that it actually lands inside. Okay, so that's open. It should all run in smoothly. Let's all hope for the best. And here we go. Ew! Are they meant to be this tight? Okay guys, it's loose. Here we go. I'm nervous. We did it. Oh, and it was so satisfyingly smooth. I mean warm as well. I did get some on my gloves, but I think that's all part of it. There we go. The obligatory color test. What do you guys think? I thought it was going to be a lot dirtier than that. Learn with me at Greg Dennis Reviews. Auto Shop. Guys, I'm so proud. I've just drained oil out of my car, all by myself. Okay, so I'm now going to pull this out from underneath here and try and tidy things up, just for a little. But I see it is still dripping, so maybe not. It's probably going to drip for a while, so okay, I'll give it another 10 minutes. And then moving on to the fuel filter, this is the one that I'm going with here. It's a brand I don't know, so I can't say much about it, but it was provided for me to use here. But something I do need to take into account is the flow. So it'll be important that which way I put this in is going to make a massive difference. So I do need to make sure that I'm checking however the other one went in is the way that this one needs to go in. So let's go squeeze under a car again. Okay, so once you're underneath the car, this is exactly what you're going to need to replace your fuel filter underneath on the passenger side of the car. Check this out. Oh no, the supervisor's arrived. What I'm trying to do is set up so that you guys can, or set up the filming so I can show you guys how to do this fuel filter. And now they've decided to rock up as I'm doing that. So I'm not doing any work, which is what they're probably going to pick up from this. It's never good when they arrive. These are the two screws that you need to take out. You've got one 10mm bolt over there and another 2 screws over here, so you can loosen these pipes up and then take off this bracket so we can take off this line, not take off but loosen the line so you can work with this all a lot easier. So, and I've got this here just in case I need to catch any excess fuel, because Lord, I have no idea where this is going to go. And then this one over here. Okay, so much dirt. But this is the line that needs to now come out here. Okay, that. Okay, so let's do this one first. That needs to go under. Wait, let's pull off that line. I can. There we go. What are we talking? Okay, so that's gonna come out. This is such a mess. So then maybe let's start with this side. Again, I don't know what to expect from the fuel. No, there's the petrol. Now I'm worried about what's going to shoot out of here. Good Lord. Good Lord, it's squirting. The question is, how much is going to come out of here? Please don't let it be a lot. Fuel's expensive. Okay, so I've had to kind of put a pause on doing the fuel filter because I've realized now that this rubber thing over here is so perished that I need to replace it. I'm not going to put that old one back on, and at the moment I don't have it, so I cannot fully complete the fuel filter replacement. So I'm going to move on to finishing up the oil replacements, and then we're going to chat further. Okay, so there was no ways that I wasn't going to finish this video without completing each and every job. So I went out and I bought some more fuel hose so I can go and fix there where the fuel filter goes. I'm going to cut off the sections that I need just to replace the 2 old perished sides. And then the job should be done. Hopefully it should be as easy as what it looks. But the only problem is me fitting underneath the car because I'm too big and I can't lift it up higher. So it's pretty uncomfortable. Okay, I'm back underneath the car. Now the first thing that I need to do is make sure that I've cut a piece of this. That's going to be, oh my god, this is so awkward. That's not going to be the same as this one over here. So I'm going to take that, measure it. Okay, but for now I'm going to tackle this one side at a time because I also don't really know what to use to block this line. Ooh, I do know what I can use. So what I'm actually going to do is take one of these off of the new one and block that side. Perfect. So that's there. Perfect. Put the blocker on. Yes! I'm comfortable to leave that like that. Okay.
Put this new piece on here. Like so. Leaving enough room for the new one to go on. See it here, it says flow going that way. So now I know that my flow needs to now go that way. So I'm going to push this cover so that it's exactly in line with what this one was, like that. And on we go with the new one. Cool. Now what I'm going to do now is start to put the bracket back on. I think this bracket went inside here, like this. No, it didn't. It was this way. But I'm not going to tighten it. All I'm going to do is just make sure that it's at least holding, because I do need a little bit of flexibility. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is replicate what I did on this side, on that side. I'm literally working with the one hand here, which is not ideal. Old one, yeet that away, you don't need it. You know you wanna. There we go. Those ones are tightened, by the way, so now I just need to bring these ones over. Okay, tight. Clipped in, clipped in, clipped in. And that, everybody, is a wrap. Officially finished with the fuel filter, and that was the last thing that I needed to do. Now I can finally get out from underneath here, because I was not built for this. Now, something I wanted to mention to you guys, which I think would benefit you definitely if you also have project cars or even just for your own car, is to please go check out Naked Insurance. I've got a link down in the description where you'll be able to go and click it and go check them out and get a quote from them. But the main reason I want you to check them out, especially when looking at a car or a project like this, because it's literally standing up on its wheels, it's not driving anywhere. Now, if you've got a car like that, which is up for quite a while, you can go to Naked and even use one of their features called cover pause. And there you can actually pause the cover on your car. You can save up to 50% of your premiums. So you're now not spending so much on your insurance, which you can now put into the project car that you're working on. So go check it out by clicking the link down in the description. You can literally go and get Naked anywhere. Okay, so after that hurdle, we're gonna move now back to the oil. Firstly, I need to go underneath the car so that I can put that drain plug back on, which is the one you can see here. So this is the one that came off the car. And when you look at what you get when you buy a new one, is you get a new crush washer, which is that little copper one. So this is the new filter, and inside here you're going to find a new rubber seal like that, which is now going to replace this old one on the cap. Then inside here is the new crush washer, and this is the one that you're going to use on this to replace the old one that came off. But I need to first show you, so I've added to the board some more information. So if you guys need to know again the tightening torque specs for the drain plug at the bottom, here I've got a 17 mil, which is the one I took off. So for me, I'm going to tighten it to 25 Newton meters. If you have a bigger 19 mil, that's going to go to 60. And so yeah, just adding to the section of important info. If you do need to tighten things when doing your service, this is where you need to look. But for now, let's go underneath and put this back in. Okay, all set up. It's still leaking quite a bit around you, so I've just stuffed in some cloth just so that it stops dripping. But for now, let's go and put this back in. No, other way. No, other way. Wait for the click. There we go. I did mention that this takes 6.5 liters in here, but what I am going to do is put in 6 liters, and then I'm going to check, maybe start the car for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back maybe 5 minutes afterwards, check the dipstick. If I do need that extra half, I'm going to put that in, but I don't want to overfill it just in case. I know it says it takes 6.5, but anything could happen. So firstly, let's put everything back together. We're gonna put the new seal on the cap here, put the new filter in, and then we're gonna put the oil in, and then we're gonna see how it is. Okay, and now time for the oil. Take this off. Put that in here. However it wants to sit. Okay, that's the first 5 liters done. Next up, half a liter. Okay, next one. We're now up to 6 liters. Oh no, quality controls here. Oh no. Guys, why won't they leave me alone? What did I do? Oh, now they made me spill and now they've seen everything. Oh gosh. Okay, hopefully they don't see this. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, please. Okay, I don't think they saw that. Whew. I don't think it's too bad. Getting the sense that they might be impressed that I was actually able to do this all on my own here at home. They are. And as I mentioned, I am going to leave just this one here till the end to see if I do actually need it. But I mean, I can go and check the dipstick now in the meantime. Okay. Okay, here you go. Don't know if you can see there. It's just up to that line. So I think I'm gonna add it just for safety's sake, because it doesn't look like it's too full or anything like that. So let's go. Close it up. With the oil now being completely replaced, another thing I wanted to quickly do was reset the oil service lights on the dashboard. So that's gonna be that light over there, which for me is currently showing that it's fine, but that's because I haven't driven this car a lot, and I think it was possibly just reset before I got the car. But I'm going to reset it again now, so that now with my new oil, the new lights, everything's working together, and I'll know exactly now going forward when it needs to get changed again. And all you're going to need is a wire just like this, and then open up this over here. And what you're going to do is connect points 7 and 19 together. And then once you do that, hold it for 4 seconds, and that's going to immediately go and reset the light for you inside the car. That was exhausting, but so rewarding, like I cannot explain. I've wanted to service my car, any car, for a very long time, and I've never done it because I've been just so daunted by what it takes to actually do it. But once you get into it and once you get stuck into it, you see that it's actually a lot easier than what you think. So we changed the oil, we changed the oil filter, we changed the fuel filter, which is probably the toughest, almost awkward part of this whole service, was definitely the oil filter. But we also changed the air filter, easiest part, and then the spark plugs, which I thought was going to be tough, but was also actually quite easy. It was very satisfying getting all those bolts off, getting them all back in again. A very nice process, and very happy that I actually did this. But we've come to the part now where I now need to chat to you about what did this cost. So I've got my receipt here from Goldwagen, and this came to 1,966 Rand. So that was for all 6 spark plugs, that was for all 6.5 liters of oil, that was for the fuel filter, for the air filter, as well as the oil filter. All of that for just under 2,000 Rand. But what I'm now going to do is phone up Car Service City and BMW to see exactly what they're going to charge to do a service just like this at their facilities, and then compare whether this was worth it or it wasn't worth it. But with what I was able to get and learn from this process, for me, it was definitely worth it. And please don't forget, if you are going to be servicing your car, then just remember some of this important information when it comes to tightening things down. I've got it here for you. Screenshot it, save this video, come back to it when you need it. But here it is for when you need to go and service your car. Hi there, could I please get a quote on getting my car serviced?
What vehicle do you drive, sir?
It is a 1998 BMW E36 328i.
Do you want a major service done on it?
So what is that going to include?
Well, spark plugs, oil filter, air filter, 62-point check, and of course the oil.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
And you said E46,
It's a 328i,
328i.
1998.
Hello?
What do you mean?
You said it was what? 318.
It's a
What's the engine size of
it's
it?
a 328i.
328i.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please can you repeat that? 2,000?
2,995 rands.
995.
Yeah, 2,995.
Okay, so essentially 3,000 rand.
Yeah, you can say around about there.
Great, thank you so much for the information.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, thanks.
Talk
Bye.
to you later. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so I've essentially saved about 1,000 rand by doing it at home, but that obviously doesn't take into account my time to do it and maybe some of the tools and stuff to get the job done. But I don't think that that's too bad because I'm not going to put a price on my experience and learning how to do it myself. But next up, BMW Bryanston.
Welcome to BMW Bryanston. BMW Bryanston, Belinda speaking. How can I help you?
Hi there. I am looking to get a quote for a car service. Are you able to assist me, please?
1 moment, I'll transfer you to costing department.
Thank you. Disappeared. Try again.
Welcome to BMW Bryanston. BMW Bryanston, Belinda speaking. How can I help you?
Hi there. I got cut off. Could you please put me through to the costing department for a service?
Sure, 1 moment. Sorry, please, I'll send the costing department. Can I get one of them to call you back?
Yeah, you can do. Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to set this whole thing up again, so I'm going to phone a different dealership, and if they get back to me, they get back to me. If they don't, they don't. Okay.
Welcome to BMW Mini and Motorrad Phantom.
What the hell is going on with BMW? I've got to go through the process.
Welcome to BMW Mini and Motorrad Phantom.
BMW Phantom, speaking on my direct call.
Hi there. Sorry, I got cut off earlier. I'm just looking for a quote for a service.
What is due on the car?
Sorry, please repeat that.
What is due on the vehicle so I can quote you per item?
Oh, a major service.
Thank you so much. And the vehicle is under? No, sir.
Sorry, under what?
So please confirm the details that appear on the motor plan.
Oh no, it doesn't have it. It's an old car. It's a 1998 3 Series.
Please hold the line for me.
I feel like they ask the strangest questions.
If it's a major service, it's going to be 28,482.
And what are those parts that you're quoting on there?
I've quoted you based on because you said it's major. So it's the coolant flush, it's the micro filter service, it's a micro filter outside service, it's a BMW second inspection, it's the BMW oil service, it's the brake fluid flush, then it's the front brake pads.
And what would consider a minor service? Would that just be the air filter, the oil filter, new oil, spark plugs?
That's the major one that consists of spark plugs. It depends because normally we take a key and we do a key read. So it will specify which components or which elements are due on the car.
Okay, perfect. All right, great. That helps a lot. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Damn. Okay. Well, I obviously didn't do all the flashes and the brake pads and all of that stuff. But I can see it being probably way off from car service cities. So yeah, that's the costing.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the video, and this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for All Things Motoring, who partnered with me on this E36 project. Now, All Things Motoring is a website, a TV show on DSTV channel 189, and social media pages all dedicated to All Things Motoring. Now, they travel the country and they go and see car events, concourse events, breakfast runs, and everything in between, and everything to do with automotive. They're fun, they're different, go check them out. And if you got their content, tell them Greg Dennis Review sent you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a little bit more about how to service your car and even your own BMW E36. And if you did, please let me know down in the comments, and please also let me know, was there anything you would have done differently or anything that I should have done differently? I want to learn, and I can always go back and fix anything that I need to. But for now, I'm going to go put the car down. I'm going to go check if there's any leaks or anything like that. You don't have to watch all of that, but that's what I'm going to go do next. So that's it for now. If you did enjoy it, please really drop a like below. And if you want to see more videos like this, car reviews and other videos in this build, I have got a playlist dedicated on my YouTube channel that you can go and check it out. So until then, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.